Welcome, everyone. This is the Institute for Global Transformations, Global Meditation, Monthly Meditation. I am Lyrata Barrett, and this is the IFG meditation for the month of May. Humanity is in the process of turning a spiral as we speak. A major shift, as we know, is afoot in every aspect of our world and our environment. We have just passed the high point of about a month, a little less than a month ago, the high point of one of the major high points of the year. Let me put it that way, because there's quite a number of different high points given one's belief systems. That being what they call the Wesak Festival, or the birth, which really highlights the birth of the Buddha, okay, and celebrates the birth of the Buddha. It's a time when the download of the divine plan for humanity it's beginning to filter in to our world. As yet, still on a very high plane that will filter through as we go through the coming months of the year, which will take it from the head center to the throat center to the heart center and down, anchoring it into humanity by about November of the year, in the year. Those who are aware of and sensitive to the incoming energies, which have been extremely palpable for many, many reasons, in addition to the fact that it is the high point of the year, but also because of how the planet is traveling through right now a very strong, what they call the photon belt, okay? And as a result, the energies that are bombarding our Earth are extremely high, and many of you might be able to feel them. And if you do, and if you rather are able to feel them, that is just really an indication that one needs to learn how to assimilate them, understand them, and begin to work with them. Because this is not just for our personal selves, this is for the collective, all of us. Much of the work I just mentioned, meditation, much of the work that is being done subjectively throughout the world on many different levels and by many groups of people within the body of humanity and beyond that, outside of the body of humanity. They're known as I mention in every one of my meditations, the world servers, who may or may not know each other, but who understand that we are all connected and that whether or not we know who we are, that we're all working together for the same goal on many different levels. That being the betterment of the planet, the healing of humanity, and really the healing between the kingdoms themselves with humanity, also for the betterment of unity, creating unity and love within the minds of mankind, and for the purposes of enlightening, for the purposes of transformation, a very key word for what humanity and all of the entire planet is experiencing right now. Because of their tenacity, determination, perseverance, vision, and their alignment with and for the one life, the source. All of this is happening, and the planet is in the process of transformation. As I said a little earlier, the Vesak festival, or the Festival of the Buddha, as it's also known, earmarks the birth of the Buddha who brought wisdom, the aspect of wisdom to the planet, and who works even to this day, even though he's not informed, he works for the betterment and in the area of the will of the divine, divine purpose, divine will, power. That is his arena. Okay. It is the Buddha who left us the Eightfold Path. I've spoken of the Eightfold Path once before, but it is such an important and vast study that I thought it worth mention one more time. The Eightfold Path is the 8 major keys for living with strength on a daily basis, in a lifetime, building up for it to be within a lifetime, and the way to extinguish suffering. The Buddha taught us that life, desire brings suffering. So through this Eightfold Path, he teaches us the way out of suffering. Through perception of an ideal, the Buddha said, comes right faith. An ideal being, one, harmlessness or non-injury. Another being truthfulness or honesty or purity or desirelessness. They are, in essence, virtues. Okay? Through response to divine impression comes right resolve. Divine impression being the ability that we all have through discipline and concerted effort over time to connect into those higher realms and opening up to access information, impression. It is impression. It's the ability to access that which is necessary and needed, the next step one must trod in order for growth in one's life. To be able to hear that, to be able to understand that impression, to be able to clothe it, and to know exactly what that impression is actually trying to tell us, each of us, in our own lives, in our own environment, for our own path and journey. Through right expression of mind comes right speech. And all of these come through discipline. Through right expression of mind comes right speech. The ability to hear, the ability to sift through the emotional, the fog, the assumptions, to arrive at a point of clarity through connection creates that right expression of mind over time, which in essence also creates the ability to create that soul, mind, brain alignment such that what comes out of one's mouth is no more than what needs to be said, with the clarity as to how one wants to say it, what the purpose and intent of saying it is, and the impact, fully aware, at least hopefully, fully aware of the impact that that will have on the listener or listeners, such that the intent and the action equal and become a container for that divine message, that divine expression, which is received then with openness and lightness and love and inspiration, because it carries that note with it. Through right condition of expression of mind comes right action. I said that one. Through right action comes right living. That's key. Right action creates right living. Right action in the world, in our environment, moment to moment, right action creates a platform, a foundation of right living, inspirational living, living wherein the light is carried, living wherein others are touched by one's example, living wherein others are possibly inspired to live the same, or inspired to change their life and try to live based on right action. Through right living comes right effort. Makes sense. Through right living comes right effort. I'll leave you to connect the dots in some of these. Through right efforts to subdue passion and desire comes right thought. Again, it takes great discipline, super focus, pure determination and will power the ability to see a goal that supersedes desire and passion. Through right efforts to subdue passion and desire comes right thought. Because once those aspects of our being, the appetites as they call them, are contained or reined in, it creates a clarity of thought. It creates the potential for the clarity of thought because your mind is no longer dealing with these manasic, meaning desire stuff, mana meaning manasic, meaning mind stuff. Okay? So it's really mind stuff tinged with the emotional and the astral aspects of our lives. Creates the fog, steam. Through right efforts to subdue passion and desire comes right thought. Through all of the above rises the ability for self-concentration. Just allow that to percolate for a moment. These are large concepts, beautiful pathways, each and every one, all connected to each other. Through all of the above, each of those 8 that I've mentioned, or 7 that I've mentioned, rises the ability for self-concentration. And it's not so much concentration on self. That's, this is not a selfish focus. Let's not get that confused. It's the ability simply to go inside and be still and clear and focused and to concentrate on something for longer than 5 seconds. Okay? To be so focused, one can sit in that stillness with one absolute focus in mind, whether it be a word or what they call a seed thought, a phrase, or a symbol, and see into it, go behind it, and know what it really is, other than that surface that we're seeing. That's what he means by self-concentration. To arrive at all of these requires discipline. 1, holding an ideal and allowing that to be one's guiding light, one begins to see one's life changing. The quality, the experiences, friends that are attracted to or you magnetize to you. One begins to magnetize things of a higher frequency. 2, through right expression of mind, bring clarity of mind. It clears the spaces of the mind, making them pristine, allowing light to shine everywhere. No place for shadows to hide exist. Therefore, one can speak clearly. This then leads to a clarity of purpose in decisions and activity and awareness of who one is and who one is not. were what one is and what one is not. And this can be the observation of anything that's going on in our environment. It doesn't have to be our inner selves. When one is bringing that light down clearly, number 4, expressing oneself, one's entire being is affected, translating it into right activity. So this is basically an expansion on those 8 that I just mentioned. One then begins to live right, which radiates outward into one's environment, affecting others in the spaces one frequents. One becomes, or it's possible that one can become, a light in their world. A glimmer of light in the world that magnetizes opportunities, magnetizes people, expresses and works through healing, builds relationships, and begins to understand clearly. Right living produces right effort or diligence, the ability to stay the course no matter what. It is the mental aspect of the path. Diligence produces the ability to stay in the moment, to bring yourself back to the present, to stay focused, no matter what. Bring yourself back to this moment, to the present, to the here and now, because the undisciplined mind, the undisciplined emotional body fueling the mind, creates a wild horse, so to speak, running hither and thither without reins. Okay? Beautiful in its own right, in its landscape. We love to see that. But when we're working on training ourselves for the great work, and to be able to be a part of the group that is really aiding humanity and the kingdoms beneath humanity, then we have to be able to train ourselves, and all of us, every last one of us, at some point in time, will walk this path. If not in this lifetime, in future lifetimes. Okay? It is part of humanity's work. And the last is, which brings one to the ability to have a one-pointed focus, allowing you to know anything. As one reaches that meditative, absorbing state, and doing so with that focused mind, clarity, steadfastness, willpower, one can reach what the Buddha called illumination. Okay? Contemplation. Samadhi, as they call it. These 8 gifts of wisdom, which is what the Buddha gave us, and the Fourfold Path, which talks about suffering and the causes of suffering, are 8 points to research and ponder. You can find them on the internet, in many different forms, many different types of description. I would search for something that's palatable, easy to digest and understand, and then go from there. I would also recommend highly for all those who are really very interested in this is the book Light on the Path by Patanjali. Yes. And with that, let's prepare for meditation. Take a deep breath. And as you release it, relax the physical body. Paying particular attention to the diaphragm, the stomach, shoulders, the neck, the base of the tongue, the head, and the muscles behind the eyes. Take another deep breath. And as you release it, relax the emotional body. See the emotional body as a pool of clear blue water. Smooth the surface of the water so that it becomes glassy, like a mirror. Perfectly reflecting the sunlight. Allow your emotional body to become calm and serene. Take a third deep breath. And see the emotional body becoming poised and alert. And become aware of that center 3 to 6 inches beyond the forehead. Move your awareness out to that center, known as the Ajna center, and become one with all of those world servers around the world who too are in meditation deep at this particular time. Imagine a line of light moving straight back from that ajna center into the center of the head. Move your awareness along this line of light, coming to rest in that center about 2 inches behind the eyes. Imagine a blue-white pinpoint of light in the center of the head, radiating outward. We meet as a group in this center of the head. It is a group center. And looking upward from this center, see a line of light radiating upwards through the center of the head, moving outside of the head, on upward. And as a group, together, we rise along this line of vertical light through the head center, about 3 to 6 inches beyond the top of the head. And we come together as one group to work in this space. We aspire as a group to the overshadowing spiritual soul. And together, we sound a silent Om. Looking downward, we see the radiating blue light, blue-white light in the center of the head. also known as the cave or the heart of mind. And moving back down that vertical line of light to that center point within the center of the head. We contemplate as a group the seed thought for our meditation. In unity, all is healed. Simply pronounce that seed thought once silently in your mind and allow the frequency of that seed thought to percolate. And then simply follow it. No need to pronounce it more than once. If your mind wanders, bring it back to the frequency of the seed thought once again. We allow the frequency of that seed thought to fill that center cave. aware of the growing heaviness in the center of the head. Take a few moments to attempt to intuit what that message may be there. What is being expressed or conveyed through that seed thought? Is there an instruction for you? Is there a direction for you? Or for someone else? And bringing this meditation, as we begin to bring this meditation to a close, as a group, from that center cave position, we move the thought forms, the concepts, the ideas, the impression received from this meditation directly into the brain awareness now. And looking outward toward the ajna center, about 3 to 6 inches beyond the forehead, we move our consciousness there as a group, settling into that ajna center once again. Knowing that in this center, we are the observer. We are the master in our house. We are pure awareness. And we, taking any residues of energies that we have not utilized by moving it into the brain awareness, we look outward from that ajna center out to humanity and share all incoming energies with humanity as a whole by envisioning golden light moving outward through that ajna center out to humanity as gold dust particles. And as we release the energies of this meditation, we take a deep breath as a group. Letting go of the energies of the meditation. Relaxing and returning to our normal focus. Take a few moments to make sure that you are all back. Allowing the energies of the meditation to dissipate around you. I thank you, everyone, for your attention, your focus, your participation. I look forward to seeing all of you next month, the third Tuesday of each month. Health, healing, joy, love to all of you. Take good care. Bye-bye.